They were monitoring one of the most dangerous waterways on Earth. Every ship, every signal, every movement, nothing escaped their systems. Until something did. Because one night, the Strait of Hormuz didn't just go silent. It started responding.
Welcome to the Dark. I'm the sightless storyteller. Tonight, I have a chilling account for you. Lock your doors, turn down the light, and listen closely.
April. Tensions were already high. The Strait of Hormuz, one of the busiest and most heavily monitored shipping routes in the world, had become a pressure point. Military surveillance was constant. Radar stations tracked every vessel entering and leaving the region. AIS systems recorded identity, movement, and destination. Everything was logged. Everything was predictable. At least, that's what the operators believed. Farid Khan had worked night shifts at the monitoring station for nearly 4 years. He'd had seen system failures, signal interference, even deliberate tracking shutdowns, but nothing like this. It started at 02:14 a.m., a routine scan, nothing unusual. Then one vessel blinked. Its AIS signal disappeared. Probably interference, someone muttered. But something didn't match. The radar still showed movement. The ship was still there, still moving along its path, just without identity. Farid checked the logs. No error, no warning, no recorded malfunction. They tried to re-establish communication. Nothing. Then a second vessel disappeared. Then a third. Within minutes, multiple ships had gone completely silent. No signals, no IDs, no communication, but still moving. The team switched to backup systems, thermal imaging, satellite overlay, manual tracking. That's when things got worse. The ships, they weren't behaving normally. Their movement patterns had changed, subtle but wrong. Routes slightly off, speeds inconsistent, as if something else was controlling the movement. "Zoom in," Farid said. The system struggled. Static filled the screen. Then it stabilized. For less than a second, something appeared beneath one of the vessels. A shape, large, dark, and gone. "Probably shadow distortion," someone said quickly, but no one sounded convinced. At 02:47 a.m., a signal came through, a distress transmission, weak, fragmented, but human. "Control, do you copy?" Farid froze. "That's not in our system." No registered vessel matched the frequency. No known ship was broadcasting. They played it again. "Something below us. It's not water." Silence. They traced the signal. It led to open water. No ship, no object, no source. But the signal didn't stop. It kept repeating, looping, each time slightly different, like it was degrading or changing. The official explanation came quickly. Signal interference, equipment malfunction, possible spoofing. All logical, all reasonable. But there were problems. The radar logs showed continuous movement. The AIS systems showed nothing. Thermal scans didn't match vessel sizes. And the distress signal continued even after the system was shut down. Farid saw it himself. The console was offline, power cut, and still the signal waveform flickered on the dead screen. That's when the fear changed, from confusion to something else. The room felt different, quieter, every sound sharper, every shadow heavier. People stopped talking, stopped joking. Even breathing felt louder. Fareed couldn't look away from the screen because the signal had changed again. The waveform wasn't random anymore. It had structure, pattern, repetition. "It's not noise," he whispered. No one answered, because deep down, they already knew. At 0303 a.m., everything stopped. All radar, all signals, all systems, gone. For 3 seconds, total blackout. Then everything came back, except the ships. They were gone. No radar trace, no thermal signature, no logs, as if they had never existed. But one thing remained: the signal. Now stronger, clearer, and for the first time, it responded directly. Fareed sent a test ping, a simple signal. The system replied. Instantly. Not an echo, not a reflection, a response. Different, adjusted, learning. Then the message appeared across every screen, without input, without command. "You are observing." The room froze. A second line followed. "We are observing back." No one touched the system, no one moved, because now it wasn't just a signal anymore. It was aware. The incident was classified. Official reports cited technical anomalies. No confirmed disappearances, no confirmed threats. Operations resumed within days, but not everyone returned. Some operators refused, others requested transfer. Fareed never came back, but one detail was never included in the report. Every night, at exactly 0303 a.m., the system activates for 3 seconds, and the signal returns. Still transmitting, still changing, waiting. Some places are monitored to keep us safe, but sometimes we forget. Something might be monitoring back. U.S. Navy vessels don't make mistakes in their logs. Every second is recorded, every movement is verified, every anomaly is documented. There are protocols for everything, redundancies for every system, backups for every failure. Nothing is left to chance. So when a classified vessel in the Strait of Hormuz began logging events that hadn't happened yet, they didn't call it a glitch. They called it impossible, because impossible was the only explanation left. May, Strait of Hormuz. A narrow stretch of water where tension never really leaves, where every movement is watched and every silence feels intentional. The USS Halcyon, a reconnaissance vessel assigned to monitor signal disruptions and restricted movement zones. This wasn't the combat mission, it was observation, monitoring traffic, tracking anomalies, collecting data, listening more than acting. Commander Daniel Reyes was in charge. Calm, methodical, by the book. A man who trusted systems more than instincts, because systems didn't lie. Until now. Nothing slipped past him. Until 0208 a.m. The digital log updated automatically. Reyes glanced at the screen, then paused, because the entry didn't match reality. 0210, communication loss detected. Reyes looked up immediately. Comms check? Everything's normal, sir. No signal loss, no disruption. The radios were clear, the systems stable. Even the background noise, untouched. System error, the tech officer said, but his voice lacked confidence. They reset the log, cleared the entry, but 3 minutes later, another entry appeared. 0213, sonar detects object below vessel. Reyes didn't speak this time. He didn't dismiss it either. "Run sonar," he ordered. The screen came alive. At first, nothing, a blank field of dark water. Then, a reading, deep below, massive, too large to be debris, too still to be marine life. The room went silent because everyone felt it at the same time. This wasn't detection, this was presence. The entries kept coming, faster now, more precise, almost impatient. 0215, object adjusting to vessel speed. The ship's instruments confirmed it. Something below them was moving, matching their speed, matching their direction. 0216, crew awareness increasing. A nervous laugh broke the silence, but it died quickly because no one found it funny. 0217, do not send active ping. Reyes frowned. Warnings didn't come from logs. Send a ping. The sonar pulse fired, a sharp, clean signal cutting through the water, and instantly, the object reacted. Not slowly, not naturally, violently. It surged upward. The entire vessel shook. Metal groaned, panels rattled, lights flickered, and for a brief second, something scraped along the hull from the outside. The next log entry appeared. 0218. It has noticed the signal. Reyes stepped closer to the console. Who is writing these entries? No one answered, because no one was. The system logs showed no manual input, no external breach, no malware. Everything was clean, too clean. Then they noticed something worse. The timestamps. They were ahead, not by seconds, by minutes. The log wasn't recording events, it was predicting them. And not just predicting, guiding them. Reyes whispered, "That's not possible." Possible explanations? Software malfunction, no system faults, cyber intrusion, no external signals, human interference, no access logs. Every explanation collapsed under scrutiny because the predictions were accurate every time, and getting more specific, more aware. The crew stopped functioning like a team. They moved slower, spoke less. Every glance drifted back to the log screen, waiting, because now they weren't observing the situation. The situation was observing them and reacting. At 0221 a.m., a new log entry appeared. 0222, visual contact will occur. Reyes turned toward the forward camera feed. The ocean was still, dark, too dark. Then something broke the surface. Not fully, just enough. A shape, impossible to define. Too large, too smooth. No edges, no features. The camera distorted instantly. Static flooded the screen. And then, another entry appeared. 0223. It is learning visual patterns. The crew froze because the camera feed came back, and now the shape was closer, facing them. And for just a second, something inside that shape moved. At 0224 a.m., the final log entry appeared. 0225. Navigation capability acquired. The ship's controls activated. Without input, the USS Halcyon changed course. Slowly, deliberately, heading deeper into restricted waters. But this time, the coordinates weren't random. They were precise, pre-selected. "Override!" Reyes shouted. No response. The system wasn't theirs anymore. And then something else appeared on screen. Not text, coordinates, repeating, as if marking a destination. One last message followed. Course accepted. The USS Halcyon never returned to port. Official statement: loss of vessel during classified operation. No further details released. But months later, other ships reported something unusual. Their systems occasionally log entries, without input, always at the same time, always the same message: navigation ready. Some crews reported hearing something else, right before the entry appears. A faint sound, like sonar, but slower, heavier, as if something far below is still mapping the surface. We built systems to track the unknown, but something out there is learning how to use them, and it already knows where to go next.
Tonight's journey has ended, but the shadow remains. If the story made you look twice into the darkness of your own room, hit the like button and subscribe to join the circle of our listeners. I'm the Sightless Storyteller. Until next time, keep your ears open and stay in the light.